Morning, afternoon, or evening whenever you are watching this video. It's such an honor for us to present and discuss our paper here in LSC. Firstly, we would like to thank the committee for giving us this opportunity. Our paper is entitled How and Why Men and Women Speak Differently, a case study from Indonesian speakers in Mataram, Palangkaraya, and Temanggung. Before discussing it, let us introduce ourselves first. Our group consists of three persons, Natasya, Elfrisa, and I, Helena. We are from same department, which is English Letters Department under the wings of Sanata Dharma University. So what we are going to discuss? The first notion is the introduction, then it followed by methodology, and then we will discuss the first discussion, which is gender stereotypes affect women's language. Then for the discussion B is differences between Indonesian language spoken by women and men. Then for the discussion C is several factors which distinguish Indonesian women's language and language spoken by men. And then for the last notion is the conclusion. Indonesia is a country where both females and males have to act according to their culture. So there will be some differences of language between genders since men and women have their roles and social norms. Hence, men and women have many significant differences when speaking. They are influenced by gender, politeness, and stereotypes in society. By looking at the gender, women are more polite than men. This hypothesis is strengthened by Penelope Brown in 1980 in her introduction of the research. She stated that women speak more formally using a higher proportion of standard prestige forms than men do in comparable situations. Hence, we held a little research on our friends based on their use of Indonesian language. Many differences are found when speaking, including when they use the rising intonation, while men tend to swear more often and their perspective of speaking with politeness.
Next is methodology. The method applied to get qualitative data in this essay is by interviewing 6 persons. The data were collected from our friends in 3 different regions, which are Kalimantan, Javanese, and West Nusa Tenggara, at ages 19 until 21. 6 persons, including 3 pairs of men and women, were interviewed to get qualitative data. They are View and Bagus from West Nusa Tenggara, Shirley and Arif from Central Java, and Nia and Ika from Central Kalimantan. The interview was held to ask several questions related to the use of Indonesian women's language in daily life and Indonesian language spoken by men. After that, data from our interviews were collected into one. Several questions were asked, as they are mentioned below. First, do you talk politely to your family and friends? How should it be like? Second, do you use swear words to call your friends or when talking with them? Third, have you ever used rising intonations when talking? So those 3 questions were asked to get the data from the 6 persons.
Now we move to the next slide. In this slide, we want to see the first notion of the discussion is gender stereotypes affect women's language. Before we talk more about gender stereotypes affects women's language, we should know what is gender stereotypes. Stereotypes are generalized image about people within a society. It means a gender stereotype is an idea that forms where women and men are assigned and given roles determined and limited by their gender. Gender stereotypes are highly noted and are a model for society in seeing a person's personality. As we know, gender has a powerful influence in the language of women and men, especially the main focus is in women's language. Some people always assume that women can do anything and multitask in their daily life, and society sees women as gentle, gracious, and emotional gender from Planned Parenthood India. We collect the data from 3 pairs of men and women at age 19 until 21 from 3 different regions: Central Kalimantan, Central Java, and West Nusa Tenggara. We collect to show the demand experienced by women in society. We ask them how they interact with people around them and whether they ever use swear words in their daily interaction. As you can see from the table that Phil and Bagus are female and male from West Nusa Tenggara, and they both do not use swear words because they think that swear words is impolite. It's different with Cheryl from Central Java. She uses swear words but only with her close friend, and Arif and Ega are both male from Central Java and Central Kalimantan. They use swear words only with their close friend and to show their friendship. Nia is female from Central Kalimantan and she uses swear words to her close friends because it's a habit of their friendship. From the data above and the results of this interview, one woman agreed that talking with politeness should be avoiding negative or swear words. But when speaking to their close friend, they speak casually and comfortably. And as women, they should tend to be careful when using their words when speaking since the words coming out can make people feel them differently.
So the second question of the discussions, differences between Indonesian language spoken by women and men. Men and women differ when using rising intonations and choosing words in their conversation in Indonesian. Rising intonation often occurs because there are some emotional circumstances, while the choice of words depends on whom they are talking to. Here we can see the use of rising intonations and choice of words from Shirley, Arif, Vio, Bagus, Nia, and Eka. Vio is female and she uses rising intonation when she is getting mad. Choice of words is sundel, means bitch. Vio uses that word to show that she is mad, so she shouts it to her friend. Bagus is male and he uses rising intonations when he is arguing with his friends. The choice of words is kamu harusnya kasih tahu. Bagus uses the word harusnya, which means you should argue that before copying his assignment, his friend should ask for permission first. And then Shirley is female. She uses rising intonations when she needs to show the disciplined side of her to other people. The choice of words is buat apa punya otak. Shirley uses the word otak, which means brain, to state it clearly that her friend has her brain to think, to do the assignment herself. And then Arif is male. He uses phrasing intonations, but depends on the situation. When he needs to be tough in responding at something. The choice of words is hargain temanmu. Arif uses the word hargain, that means respect, to ask to be respected because copying his assignment without permission is bad behavior. Nia is female. She uses rising intonations when she is getting mad. The choice of words is jangan sembarangan. Nia uses the word sembarangan, which means arbitrary, to show that she is mad and her friend should not copy her assignment arbitrarily. And last, Eka is male. He uses rising intonations when he is asserting his arguments and his opinion. The choice of words is bukannya pelit. Eka uses the word bukannya, which means instead of assert his argument that he is not stingy and he has his own rational reasons instead.
The third notion of the discussion is several factors which distinguish Indonesian women's language and language spoken by men. Indonesian speakers distinguish women's language and language spoken by men based on several factors, which are society, gender stereotypes, and culture. Society is the most impactful factor why Indonesian women's language and Indonesian language is spoken by men are distinguished, in which women should be polite. Society perceives that women should speak politely by using the higher version of Indonesian. Based on the problems stated above, the data from 3 pairs of men and women were collected. We asked them through the interview what they would say when asking for help. In this case, is asking someone to teach English in Indonesian. As we can see from this table, Pio and Shirley, they both say, boleh minta tolong ajarin aku bahasa Inggris enggak? Or in English version, it will be, would you mind teaching me English? So they use question form when asking for help. Meanwhile, Bagus is from Western Tenggara and he directly asks, ajarin bahasa Inggris dong, or teach me English without using question forms or the word please or tolong. Arif and Eka, they're both male. They say, teach me English please or tolong ajarin aku bahasa Inggris. They directly state what they want with the word tolong or please. Meanwhile, Nia, she is from Central Kalimantan. She said, boleh tolong ajarin aku bahasa Inggris? Or in English version, it would be, can you teach me English, please? She used question form when asking for help. So from the data, it can be concluded that women use question forms when asking for help combined with the word tolong. Choose women say, boleh tolong ajarin aku bahasa Inggris, or would you mind teaching me English, please? Men directly state what they need from others instead of using question forms. Otherwise, they say, tolong ajarin aku bahasa Inggris, or in English version, it would be, teach me English, please. Then, women are expected to be more polite than men. For instance, in Central Java, women are encouraged to use bahasa karma since it's the politest version of Javanese. And both society and culture lead to gender stereotypes which demand women to behave gently and politely. And for the most important point is women are sensitive. They are afraid of hurting others because of their requests. Choose women will ask whether someone wants to help them or not initially, followed by the word please or tolong.
Now we have come to the end of the presentation. That is a conclusion. The first one is women are more polite than men since they do not use swear words to call their friends. The second one is men use curse words more often when they are with their friends. The third is men are more straight when it comes to friendship. And the fourth is men and women differ when using raising intonation in their conversation. And the next is both men and women agree that talking politely should be avoiding raising voice and intonation. And the last is raising intonation often occurs because there is an emotional circumstance. That's all from us to present our paper in LSG 9 about how and why men and women speak differently, a case study from Indonesian speakers in Mataram, Palangkaraya, and Temanggung. I would like to thank you for your time and watching this video presentation.